I'm going to tell you, I don't know who's going to see this. Um, I told you all that maybe I'll do some more live streams with you. So I want to set up StreamYard. And of course, I don't even do much lives. Got somebody in here already. I don't really do a lot of lives, maybe just a few a year or a few short clips of something, is happening like um, major storm coming through here where we're at or things like that. I used to do more, but I know you guys seem to really enjoy when we do a live stream. Hey, look at there. There's our buddy right there, man. How are you, man?
Edward.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Smurf
it's
Crusher, too.
Edward.
Look, there's,
Hello,
yeah,
Edward.
and Andy also. Um, I'm I'm a little new for using this StreamYard, so y'all just bear with me. I hope I do a good job. And Edward, hope everything goes well with you for your um, upcoming procedure. Uh, we got right here. So this is Andy. Andy come here and spent some time. Talked his ear off. So it says, "Hello, James. Good to see you survived the storm." And everyone's pulling in here now. It says, "Doing great. Happy late birthday, Mel."
Oh,
So
thank you, Andy.
in order of what they're writing us and all, it could get a little overloaded for me. I'm getting old. Hello, James and Mel. Let's see right here. Let me show that. Just go over the one that I got on the screen at the moment. So, hello, James and Mel from Gold Coast, Australia. Well, appreciate you checking in from there. And as I was saying, I should speak about that you're going to have surgery or anything. So, yeah, man, I hope that goes well. And look forward to seeing you here in the future. Really do miss you, man. So we got one right here, rolling after it, wherever it is. It kind of popped and went on me. Um, good evening, James and Mel. How you guys doing? We're doing good after a very windy house mouse today. Yeah, it's kind of settled down a little bit out there right now. It's still windy, and we still get little waves of rains, but it's not like that deal y'all seen yesterday. Wow. We did have some moments today that we did kind of get strong. Yeah, let's talk about that. Have y'all seen where Christine is going to go out across South China Sea and head towards Vietnam? This is their forecast. That's or they're forecasting that it's going to slowly work its way across and kind of pause a little bit and then make it right near to the Vietnam coast. And then it starts going back and back Philippines, but to go all the way back out at halfway between. And then it just kind of wanders around right there because that new one that looks like it's going to be a pretty big storm, supposedly, according to the forecast, it's supposed to travel north. And I think it's pulling a suction back on it. And so the Philippines is going to have two of them going at the same time, one on each side of the country. And then Christine gets weak, and they're forecasting somewhere between 11 and 8 in the morning. It's there, and then it falls apart. We know the models can change, so we'll follow it from there. But I had Mel in here, and we were going over it earlier. So, so let's see what else is here. Hi, long time lurker. A long time from y'all. Yeah, I'm telling you, come down here and see us. I know you have to be the gentleman that ran into Cap, maybe at Pure Gold, and recognized Cap from our videos and all. And he's told public place. This is an open to the public boutique little resort along the beach. You are welcome to show up here. You are not going to bother me. Uh, so,
It's not that far
Cap,
away.
I mean, just wouldn't take you but a second to get here. I'm just telling you, you're really welcome to come here because Cap had talked to me about you and all. So, I appreciate you very much. And we're dealing with the same weather then. And I think, yeah. Um, so the lonely Farang, he said that Farang, he must hang out around Thailand then. I heard that 20 people, overwhelming news going on lately. I have not been able to catch a lot of reports. I have a friend over that way, and I have talked to him briefly. He's bedridden after he broke his leg, and they had to do a pretty major surgery down at his ankle and all. And uh, this storm hit, but he is like me. He built a super strong structure, and he's around him over there, and it's definitely took a hard hit. And I'll tell you about him building a super strong structure. His name is David, and you have seen him in Washington State last year, about 13, 14 months ago. And in fact, I just recently bought his travel trailer. It's sitting back at my place in the US. Well, because when the sea thing was going on around the world, um, he came in and did quarantine the same time we did. We flew in together, him from his destination, us for ours, and we met up in Manila and we place and all. We get released, and then we're trying to get flights down to our places. And while we were in quarantine, um, a typhoon hit, and we did videos about it. I think Mel and I were coming in from California at the time at LA, and they met up with him. And a typhoon hit, and his family was still down there in Beagle, and he was in transit coming back from US. He has a little boy also, little Dave. Into him, it was bad, and they're near the volcano over there, and all of that rain set off all of that lahar flow, and they had this big lahar flow that was moving both mashing and knocking everything down. And the property he had and the little simple home they had was just flooded out and partially destroyed, and the fences, just concrete fences, laid flat, and all this. He decided it's time to get a new place and better. And he bought a house that I think maybe some Japanese or somebody owned, and then he took amazing work over there. So I'm a little familiar how things can get over there. For when he went through all of that, he went through this blackout period. He didn't know if his family was okay or not. He's stuck in quarantine. Man, it was. We show to have good signal. Um, I saw somebody said that it's pausing every few seconds. I don't know if maybe that's for everyone, but we're on PLDT fiber. So Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's has been crazy lately, so I'm sorry if y'all write a comment and I'll scroll down to the bottom real quick. Is that particular reviewer if it's Andy? So let's go on down through here. Um, Jen just got amen, man. They the same way, man. They just back to back, getting knocked down. Um, so this other storm, Leon, right now they're saying that it's not going to come into Philippine area of responsibility. That it's going to go north. It goes all the way up. Let's talk about that one. They're forecasting that it's going to go north, and it shows it's going to go all the way up to Japan, and then all of a sudden, instant Taiwan and hit into the side of Taiwan. And they're expecting those tall mountains of Taiwan just dissipated at that point. But it was forecasting like 153-mile-an-hour wind. You get an inflow from it again, but not right now. They don't think the Philippines is going to get a direct hit. So we'll see. We'll see. But it's definitely going to have a lot of activity going on both sides of the country. Let me see here. Hey, from Hawaii. I mean, Ohio. Love your place. I appreciate that very much. Um, so it is just the way you can only do so much inside work for them. But when I asked anyone if they wanted to work, they actually didn't. They're all kind of batten down the hatches at their own home with their own families when it's storming like this. Said chickens and went and bought noodles and all the ingredients up at the market, and she fixed, I guess, what they call sopas, which is like a soup with macaroni in it and like condensed milk. Uh, Over there to her mom's and cooked up a big pot that shared to all the family and part of the neighbors right there. So I thought that was pretty cool, Melinda. That she went over there and did that for them. And let's see here. And how y'all like my name. I'm El Tejas Gringo de Filipinas. Probably have it. Weird storm that was. We're located in what's that? San Quentin. Let's see. We're in the Philippines. Let's see. Wind in the Philippines and only have moderate rain and wind. Yeah. So we're down here to where we're at that side of it that where all that heavy inflow is being sucked into it. And there's a certain pattern that these storms seem to follow again, that we ended up with always with this, what they call the here in the country, they'll call it like hanging habagat, which is like a monsoonal inflow. It had been declared over with, but I laughed the day that they said it was declared over with because we were getting it that very day. Yeah, so I'm glad everybody up your way is safe and good. And thanks for joining in. Say hello, you two. Hope all is well. Canadian fan flicking in England. Glad, glad, glad. Yes, sir. That was me. Thank you so much. Well, come on down and see us. Let's see here. Good day, guys. Well, night. Hood in the hood. Um, I don't know if y'all caught it in that one video I put out, but You know, when I was doing that live stream, I had 2 pieces of trim blow off of my roof on the west side, and that. And all of a sudden, the wind kind of took a pause for a few minutes. I ran and grabbed my impact and a 5/16 magnetic bit, and I've got those screws that friend helped me out actually on that and brought them and in a suitcase. And I grabbed them screws, those really good quality screws from the U.S. for the roof, and I headed up there. Well, the one piece, the solar heater up there, luckily it didn't hit the glass, and it was just laying perfect. It's like if I had picked it up and laid it there, perfect. No scratches, no dents, nothing. I'm like, what? So I slide it inside the house. And then there's this one that y'all heard when it was so loud. It was up there hanging by one end. It's flapping in the wind like this. But when the wind stopped, it laid down. I grabbed it and pulled it down into position. And I was looking and I'm like, well, the edge against the roof on those ridges. So, you know, the trim sculpture goes over the side of the house and then it's out on the sheets here. Along that edge, they took some tiny little pop rivets and they pop riveted the trim where it overlapped, and then they went along that hump and just put a few little tiny pop rivets. You don't even want to use pop rivets. Water can leak around them. They're not made for. On the side over the house, I've got a big piece of channel iron down through there, and they didn't attach it at all. I mean, if they were going to pop rivet, they could have put a big ones there and deep in. So the wind got underneath that. It just had like tension, pressure against the side of the house. The wind got underneath it and flipped it. And then it started clink, 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 ripping out all the pop rivets. So I did, got a little bit of crinkle in one place on it. Um, I hurried and scooted all down that west side of the house and went down through there taking screws while the wind had stopped and screwed a bunch of it down. And then the wind. Absolutely insane, man. Absolutely insane. I would expect a country like this where there's just constant storms that they would go above and beyond. You know, I just unbelievable. Sticking to it. You know, I spent good money out for that though. Um, Stuck in Ohio. My family's wife is from Ilocos and only had signal two in that area. Yeah, like I say, they had signals and pattern. I think this inflow hit all the way down um, one side of Negros, all the way down through there too. You know, I saw that they were stuck in the same inflow pattern. Your wife's family is. Hi, James and Melinda. Hope you're feeling okay and not sandblasted while on the beach. My God, man, you get those big grains of sand and they hit you. It's like little darts, boy. I ain't even joking. What else? I don't know referring to there. And I hope the live stream's okay. Um, it's the like the Weather Channel. Um, I'm gonna kind of move on down through here. I'll get really far behind. Little James and Mel from London. I want to kind of just talk with you guys about a few things instead of just reading all your comments, but I will move down through there. And we got a few people. deal, and I'm new to using StreamYard. Seems pretty cool though. I did a little test run with it in private mode and logged into another account I had and played with it. I had my cell phone as a guest. I was a bad guest, so I kicked myself off. And anyway, it's just a lot of stuff's been happening right now, and a lot of people have got their feathers ruffled with events happening down in Mindanao and all. I don't know what the story is with all of that days. Um, I I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not a Dick Tracy as oh Philly was talking earlier. I agree. I'm not sorry for the boy. We all make our own decisions. We make our own choices. I made a comment in a recent video that I really don't give advice anymore because nobody listens anyway. I said, though, I want to give advice. And when I started this channel, I wanted to give advice. That was really what I wanted. I've been here for a long time and bounced all around. There's always somebody been here longer than me. I'm not trying to whip down people that have been around this for a long time. But when I was, first coming here and all, there wasn't smartphones or anything like that. There was a little social media presence. MySpace was going on. Friendster. I don't know if any of y'all remember Friendster. Friendster was actually developed and the company is right out of Plano, Texas. And it never took off so much in the United States, but in some foreign countries, like in the African countries, Philippines, throughout Asia, different places, Friendster was a big thing. That was what the Filipinos really adopted years ago. And so there was all of that going on. And, it's pretty simple. It was a lot like MySpace as far as you fix and stuff on there and customize your page and all that stuff. It was a lot like that. Eventually, Facebook bought them out and got rid of them, turned the name into like a game. It was pretty raw, and you still, you had to do your P's and Q's where you went to. Back in that time, it was still a serious offense or possession or anything. So I remember over in Negros and different places I went in the country, there would be like the speed limit sign, 30 kilometers an hour or this and that. And then right below it, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was reversed, but it was black and white, and it would have like the X and saying, to traffickers. I just hate to use some of the words in my video, but it was a serious thing, man. You didn't want to get caught messing around or anything like that because you would be in some serious trouble here. And I also remember markets. Now, when you go to the public market and you're coming in and they got signs here in the Philippines, it'll show for wanted people and public notices and stuff. I remember I went in that I leaned against the wall next to the people that showed their images of wanted. And I stood there, like I'm one of them. And, some locals laughed about it, just having a good time. And then I turned around looking at them, reading them. I'm just telling the truth what I experienced back in those days. They had some people wanted down in that part of the country. They wanted them. They were in trouble for it, but wanted for taking in another word ism, and for chomping on another person. And apparently it was like this family because all of them, there was a group of them, they all had the same family name, and they were that when I read that on that wanted deal, I'm like, what? I cannot believe it. Somewhere in one of my flash drives, I probably have pictures because I took pictures of all that kind of stuff back then. And I'm big on keeping all that, but I've got a lot of flash drives. But the Philippines is a wonderful place. There's wonderful people, but it still had a lot of deep, raw things going on. And there's these clans, and there's the stuff that goes on deep in the mountains and cities, and there's just a whole different attitude that even like your city dwelling Filipinos, a lot of them don't want to go deal with what they say people from the mountain, and a lot of times I come here and be wise. It's a wonderful place. It's really improved. It has. I hate that all this is came out and shed a bad light on the country again. You've be wise. I don't know if breaking in and out. The internet, of course, could be spotty. It's been storming a lot, but you've always had to be wise. And a lot of people, get here and they're new, and it's become so popular on YouTube and young vloggers and every kind of vlogger and people from all walks of life, from completely foreign families coming here with their kids, not just some guy trying, find the love of his life, Filipino wife or anything like that, but entire families from other countries with their children and all moving here. And that's great. It's a wonderful place. I mean, I'm not greedy with all this beauty at all. But I will say this: I have always felt safer here, personally, for me, and I've lived up in Manila as well, all around. I've been all around up there. I've walked all the parts of Manila, even that I didn't live in, and I'm over by I'm trying to remember how you say it, Chianta, Parola, around over there, really super condensed. I have walked the streets of Tondo. I have been all around Quezon and Rizal. I lived on Cabal Street. I had an apartment there. I had a really wonderful landlord that she was from the Carolinas. Her and her husband lived in the U.S. and had big chicken houses. Put in commercial type chicken houses in Bahal, matching off what they were doing. I think was something like Pilgrim's Pride or one of those back in the U.S. Filipino couple. I've been around, and I've lived over in Negros, where I met my. I don't know. Maybe we're having a signal issue. As long as you carry a good attitude, and that's the main thing. Carry a good attitude. Don't be flashy, fancy new clothes and things like that out walking. I just stayed down bare bones and simple. That's the way I like to dress anyway. And I just never had any problems than I did in my little Texas hometown. That there was a lot of places in my little hometown that back then was only like 15,000 people. Um, it's like there was a whole bunch of my own hometown that you wouldn't catch me at night walking in at all, or the daytime. No way. And that's even in out in rural town Texas. So I felt way safer here than there. But I was letting my guard down, and maybe like some others. But I'm telling you, I always got a good vibe, but I gave out a good vibe around those people too. So I think it was reciprocating. Man, just not jealous. Been known to pop off my valve a few times um, when I tried to keep a good attitude, but there's times that people did try to take advantage of me or doing this and that I got upset and I spoke early when I shouldn't have. Nothing bad came out of it, but it could have. And I just learned to curb my attitude, that strong, I want it my way attitude. You just gotta really watch yourself. Come here, enjoy it, love it. It's a wonderful place. But remember, there's a little bit of difference in some mentalities on things than maybe you have from where you are in your country. But I think that somebody was snatched down there like on a terrorist type note or anything like that. I think that's probably going to maybe be found to be a bad rap. It's going to be probably like the no problem and amongst some people that don't mess around. When they say they're going to get you, they're going to get you. So I don't know. I don't want to prejudge. That boy was trying to live his dream, trying to get an experience. Um, Man, I wouldn't want to crash anybody's dreams. I tell you at all. And I don't want to downplay him either, um, and say that he was doing something totally bad. It was like so wonderful there now, and it was all good to go. Filipino vloggers, foreign vloggers, and all. But man, you got down there with some people that they got some strong ways about them that you need to know and understand that. I just choose that I wouldn't go down there. I'm going to tell you, all of my years in the Philippines, I have never been down there. Never, ever, ever. Any of you coming here, if some of you are just looking at it and oh man, really think about it. Just really, really think about it. Let's look at what else we got here. Michael Brown, hi James, Mel, love your no BS. Yeah, some people don't like some outspoken, and I don't pander. I don't do any pandering. I don't do any getting a brown spot on my nose or anything like that. I tell it like it is, whether you like it or not. And and if you're rude to me, well, then I just move you on. Move you on. Life's too short, right? Uh, Hi guys, hope all is well on your side of the pond. Uh, um, Saw that just a bit ago. Appreciate you coming. Let's see. It says, I hope the new storm will turn north as some models predict. Otherwise, I know somebody's going to get it, though, whether it's this country or another country. Somebody's going to get it for real. Hey, and talking about Taiwan, I want to tell you something too. So, my is made in Taiwan. And now the one that makes and designs that main part of the board, man, I know their name and now I'm forgetting it. It's a different, and then they license that out, and several other companies can build their unit, and they'll have like a grade A unit, a grade B, a grade C. And so one company may build that same model, that same design when you look at the unit, but as I showed in a past videos, taking them apart side by side, they're not. Different components used on the board, different quality, all that. But MPP Solar, I'll digress back. MPP Solar is entirely one, and I think they make a good middle of the road product of price versus quality. I think it's a good deal. Look, equipment for me here in the salty environment is only going to last so long anyway. I'm not going to buy really hot spray and eventually go out. So I want to keep budget minded. Plus, new features come along, new technology comes along. I don't want to be invested so heavy and some really expensive one combo, and then um, some new technology comes along that's better, or the salt eats it up, and then when I go to replace it, man, I've took a hard hit right there. So they're a good price unit. I've always had good support for warranty out of them. They've been really great, and it's affordable to upgrade and change to something new. Like I did, I upgraded and changed from my original ones. Features of how much power you could bring into it, how high you could get the voltage and strings of panels. So you could put up larger strings, higher voltage, meaning you could use smaller charge controllers inside of it, MPPT charge controllers, not just one. You could have an array over that gets better in the evening time, and one that maybe it's more better midday to morning. You could have more than one array up, or that's what I want to tell you about that. Now, I had a little bit of a falling out with them last year because when I ordered a new unit from them, I got double billed. Now, double billed me and took out twice the money for like I bought 2 units or something. And I tried to tell MPP Solar, and they kind of maybe didn't understand. Maybe there was a language gap, but they said, no, we didn't double charge you. Well, but PayPal did, and I had the evidence of it. So, and my bank saw it too. So I kept trying to tell them, and they weren't doing anything. So I called and talked to my bank, and my bank said, look, if they're not going to do anything, we need to stop this charge. And they stopped the charge. Well, apparently when they stopped it, it stopped both of them. And then they had already shipped my unit. Like, now the unit shipped out, I'm going to stop the payment and get the unit. So they had the unit redirected to somebody else up in Manila that had ordered the same kind of unit. And I was upset over that. I'd already went through the customs forms and all. Enjoyed doing business with. So I bought a competitor's brand in the midst of the fallout, and it was cheaper, and it turned out to be junk, but it was a good experience and good for the vlog. I opened it up. But I went back to MPP Solar, even though I kind of didn't want to, because I was aggravated with one lady's attitude there. This one lady, man, she come down hard on me, and I have really helped them out. Man, this lady was kind of coming unraveled, I'm like, wow, wow, wow. But I reached back out to them because I really wanted their product. And I got this other lady, Irene. I don't want no funny business. So I'm the one that there was a problem, and Peggy got her feathers all ruffled. And she said, yeah, I knew all about that. No, I know this is you, but I'm selling you me at a way better price than they were the first time too. So that kind of made up for my loss on that other unit from that other company. And I put it in, and everything's been great. Got the units here. They've been, but a few days ago, Peggy, after all this time, maybe a year later now, she wrote me, and she kind of just broke the ice gently. And then she wrote me another email. Action. And that meant the world to me. That meant the world. And then she told me that they had just got scammed by some other people and lost equipment. It was a big mess, up too high. And she ended up hitting a loyal customer that's also promoted their product. And out of her outrage of them being taken, but she, and it means the world to me. And I I just got to share that. I got to share, that, you know, um, she didn't just hold on with that. She was able to. Peggy, if you somehow ran across this too, because they are aware of my YouTube channel, thank you so much for swallowing that pride and stepping up and making yourself good. So that's my house cleaning on that, and telling you the truth. Now, see, that right there goes into that whole um, Filipino attitude. I love the Philippines. I'm not trying to. They don't like to lose face. They don't like to be wrong, and an apology is just something that it would be a miracle to get. And so I was happy to see that out of somebody, because I don't ever for their wrongdoing, because it's something I just don't get to experience here. I tell you, I just don't get to experience. So y'all can comment what you think about that, but I thought it was very good of her. I want to skip it, and I appreciate it, but I may not put it all on the screen over here. If it's still pausing, I don't know what to tell you, because I have good signal. It may be on PLDT side, but I usually get pretty good service out of them. Would Starlink work better? uh, my Starlink don't work at all, and it hasn't in a while. It They said I needed a new cable. Um, my friend David had a brand new cable because they had sent him all brand new equipment. So I got David's cable, hooked it up. It worked just a few out again. I'm continuing to get billed. I write them. All I keep getting is this generic stuff back about, just rundowns. Finally got a person. He puts me through the same. Um, I said, look, are y'all going to do anything on this or not? Because I've paid y'all a lot of bill, and here's a company again that I also promoted. I probably had the first Starlink unit inside the Philippines, because I bought mine early on then before they jacked the price way up. And I brought it to the Philippines when I could still travel global with it without paying massive money. And they didn't even have many satellites that was coming over yet. So it was pretty sparse entering the Philippines market. And yeah, and then this is my end result. So I have been in Reddit forums. I've been on other forums and found out that cables, telling people they need the new cable, and turns out up in the end of that tube where that cable plugs in, that socket up in there, don't get funny, um, that socket up in there, apparently it has to run that unit. And if y'all don't know too, some of you don't know, Starlink has a heater in there. So if you're in a cold climate with ice and snow, you can heat the unit and melt everything off of it. Apparently it's got problems in that connection and carrying that voltage. So the Gen 2, there's a Gen 3 and all these new dishes now. Gen 2 apparently had that problem. I thought maybe the sprayed treatments and cleaners up in there and tried it. No bueno. And they have still not got back with me on anything. So I told them either I just cancel the service or y'all make it good, because how much usage I've had against how long I've been with you and how much I've been paying you. And he came back and said, yes, I see that. Let me see what we can do for you. But he's never followed up of what that is. So it'll be my backup here in case the PLDT went down. So that's the story on that. So I am on PLDT fiber, which is my usually everyday thing I use here. And it is always normally great, but we are really stormy right now. Carlos Young, can you help me with my concrete mix for a small outdoor kitchen? The percentages, man, that will just throw out a percentage to you, because I don't know where you're mixing at. Are you mixing here in the Philippines? Are you abroad? It's according to what concrete brand you buy. Some of it is kind of weak. Brands are really great, like the Red Oppo. There's a Mega out there that's Red Sack 2 that seems to be kind of okay. And then there's stuff like Horse and some other stuff that comes in from Vietnam and places that fit with your local guys if you're here in the Philippines. So if you want it really strong and you don't know how to convey that to the Filipinos, tell them you want the King mix. That's their word. Oh, you want King mix. And King mix, they're okay. And that's, they got their terms here in the country, and that's their term, the King mix. Okay. So I hope that helps you out. But I wouldn't be able to just throw a figure out there for you. There's too many variables and brands and everything else. Darwin, Australia. Been watching your videos for years. Always great content. Thank you very much. This is just the unexpected getting used to StreamYard, join out of nowhere. I'm like one of those ambush videos. Thank you for joining. Thanks, Rob. Ron Kenny, hello from South Carolina. Great to see y'all doing good. Thank you very much. Jim and Cindy here. There's gonna be a lot of people, but not too many people. We're not like some of my other live streams would be hundreds in at one time. Maybe they're dropping out because the signal's bad. I hope you all and family. So let me see what he said right here. Thomas Leary said, nice to see your world wall map has correctly sized continents. No. So you're saying where I was trying to show the United States like it's bigger than it really is? Yeah. That was like I found this cloth. Now I'm a scout at my brother's shed. It was in my brother's shed inside of a box. It was folded up and creased. And it was just like a piece of fabric, got rough edges on it and all. And I could stretch that out and make me a wall map with it. And so we cleaned it up, and I brought it here, and I took a piece of the plywood that we built this house with. The plywood underneath here probably helped form the wall right behind it. And I took some of that foam like they use on the roof, and for insulation, that's got the silver on. I had a scrap over here. I put that on there, and I stretched put push pins in it of my marking locations or something. But I hate to scar it up. But I made good use of it. What do you guys think, man? It could have instantly ended up in the trash and gone forever. But I think dividing everything up, I think it's pretty cool. So, you know that old saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. We got another one here from the neighboring town here checking in. Welcome. Come down here and visit us right down the road. Look up Texas Filipino Beach Resort on Google Maps, and there it is. Mike, good morning from Orlando, Florida. Hope everything's going well there. Put my friend Edward up right here. I tell you what, Edward is one of my subscribers for a long while. I'm not going to tell too much of his personal life or anything. I just really hit it off with him, man. I just really like this dude, and his girlfriend here also. Mel and I both adore her. She's just a gorgeous sweetheart of a girl. Man, we've grown close and really enjoy them. Always happy when I can see him again. Just wish it was for longer periods sometime. Maybe we can go do something together sometime, travel somewhere. As a person who worked at the embassy for years, as you know, we put out caution areas via State Department, and no one reads it nor cares, but it's always present on where to go and where to stay away. That is right, Edward. That is so right. He's not joking about his line of work, but I'm not going to tell him about. Um, yeah, let's see right here. Oh, this is funny right here. Heck yeah, Friendster was my. There was all kinds of stuff back up then. Um, there was tagged and all these different ones. They got all sucked up and bought out by the bigger ones, especially Facebook. All I can think is you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. Um, maybe he's a little naive, but he's just trying to, live his life, man. He was excited for whatever he had going on. South, that boyfriend, girlfriend, ex drama, it goes on in the US, it goes on in any country, anywhere, in any walk of life, from the rich man to the poor man to no matter what color. These and relationships go on, man. They just go on. They go on. And man, you've got to watch yourself now. You got to take and think about when you blow that fuse, you say bad stuff to an ex or anything. You don't know how far that's going to go in some of these places, anywhere, even back home in the U.S., man. Uh, Domestic violence, they say, is the number. Man, it was so crazy that I recognized Cap from your videos. Want pure gold. I had a great brief conversation with him. Is that you, Mal?
Yes.
Come on in here. I'm always impressed. Much. Thank you much. Um, so, um, you, and it's not no terror activity or anything like that. This is uh, that old classic thing, mess around, your butt won't be around. He's in the wrong place, the wrong time, with the wrong people. But she had an ex, and he wasn't liking it, and these things go on, man. That whole love drama and exes and all, it goes on. Um, James here. And Jim and Cindy, thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing right there. Says enjoy your coffee. Appreciate that. I thought it's kind of funny that thing on our videos because at the same time I've been cutting back on coffee. So I thought that's kind of funny. At the same time, I'm cutting back on coffee. I'm saying buy me a coffee, but you know, it don't really mean you're buying me a coffee. They're bang for your buck if you're going to support us because Google, YouTube takes so much of it. You know, they just take a big portion of that. So I'd rather send it that way. Now, I'm not been with us for a long time. You know what time of year is coming up? It's the holidays and all. And we're not running a charity or anything like that, but we like to, you know, help out in our community. And um, so I and some of my friend David, many different friends, you know, have all helped out our own pockets and stuff. And you know, y'all seen it, the videos are out there, but we're not a charity, but it's that time that we like to do probably what do you go to, but I'm not going to swear to that because I don't want somebody trying to label me as some kind of illegal charity or something. So whatever you send is my discretion, what I do with it to support our channel, whether it goes camera you're watching is a DJI Action 4 that costs money. These wireless mics, I'm talking on a wireless mic. I've got a mic sitting here, but you see what's on the side of it? A wireless mic. It's not free. The software that I edit with, the cameras that I use, the gear that I use, and you have to replace, you know, stuff don't last forever. Um, you know, and they deteriorate and stuff goes bad. You got to replace. Um, like buying buying these flash drives and all. Maybe I'm going to put it over onto other platforms eventually, and I'm going to recut some of the videos, repack them, and put out there. But all of it costs money and a lot of time into it. I'm not sitting here getting, you know, rich off of all of this. And I buy gear. You know, this laptop that I'm here on right now that I edit with, it is a very expensive gaming laptop. You know, it's not cheap. Have fast processors and you've got to have large memory and you've got to have large storage and you know you need quality. So it costs money. So you that expression, we're not a charity, but sometimes we do help other people with it, and that's the honest truth. And you know me, know I'm honest with that. The proof's in the pudding. I'm not in a desperate situation. I had some recent. Well, I don't know what's wrong with you because this is you get to watch my videos for free all the time. You know, skip some commercials, watch some commercials. If you you're members, and I'll really appreciate that. Um, I'm not forcing or begging or anything. I'm just putting it out there that if you want to, you can. And if you're going to, I'd rather it be with somebody like Buy Me a Coffee because they don't take a and and YouTube does like what you sent there. I will only probably get half of that, and so I really appreciate what you did, and that's the and you don't have to do nothing. If y'all nobody wants to send anything, it's okay. That is okay. Um, I probably won't put this up. Probably bad weather still. Signal show strong. Um, Journeys in Bahal. Good evening, James. Hope the winds have calmed down. Still blowing, not as fast, but still blowing. Um, Mountain Man said, "Good to see you." Um, and here's a friend of mine right here. And Mountain Man, thank you very much for joining. Captain Patrick Ward, stay safe. Here it's flooding a little, but we're good. Patrick, I hope you're doing good too, buddy. These are our friends, Patrick and Leah. Man, we just love become very personal, up close friends with through this vlog. So that's some sweet rewards out of this vlog. And right here, Dennis, 2 beers. Yeah. He's uh, pretty cool guy too. He's come out here to one of our events. He's been here when we were having one of our deals that we were invited the whole community to come to over when it was going on. Both of them, Patrick also. Yeah. And if nobody wants to help us, we'll do it out of our own pocket. But people want to help, they can. I mean, it's just a good thing though. So you have to be careful how you do it. Um, yeah. Right here, when you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't care who you are. These days, they very soft. I'm very to the point. I don't like to deal with BS. I'm still old school, and I I'm just a straight to the point guy, and I don't like the deal. And and that was something I had to really work with being here in the Philippines because I usually will stand for my rights, and this is not a place to always try to stand for your rights. Sometimes 2 beers, 7 a.m. here. I am here because I couldn't sleep. So you're back abroad then, huh? I didn't know that you were back abroad. I thought you were maybe still here local. So the cows, I have 3 of them, or a bull and 2 cows, and they're just fine. They're doing good. I know I don't always show all this stuff on video. Man, the bull has really slim pickings, and you don't go buy a bale of hay here, and you don't go buy. I checked every feed store around back when that drought was going on. You can't find any type of grain or cow feed here either, and you feed for pigs and all that could have things that could be bad for cattle. So, man, we were just trying to feed them, whatever we could. We were chopping trees with leaves that they like, and banana drought went on. But I tell you what, they're fat and happy right now. And man, he's really grown. His stature's taller too. And chickens are doing great. Yeah, chickens are doing great. We harvested all the 45-day chickens. I think we just packed up right now, man. It is packed up. And then you're going to probably be seeing on video, got this big, long tanigi, and got that space left, man. No space left. Living that independent, off-grid life. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Um, let's see what else we got here. Lost some trim that was not installed properly by the company that I hired my trims and gutters. But other than that, we didn't really lose anything. Melinda's plants, of course, suffered from the salt. Um, Two of the sisters had been abroad, added on to the house, and the metal apparently had got rusty, and there had been no maintenance, no painting, no upkeep, and so metal right over the heads of the screws, but the metal was rusted out. So that was a lack of maintenance and strong winds from the west. So they took a little damage. I saw trees down at different places, but we are not way down south of the storm, but right where it was sucking in. Yeah. So that's what happened right there. Asking here, asked me the other day. I'm having a hard time getting these to pop up on the screen. Keep hitting show. There it finally went. Well, you misunderstood the other day. After a brownout, does your power's been restored? No, mine comes right back up within, takes sometimes a minute to 2 or 3 minutes. There's occasionally it might take 5 minutes. Don't know what y'all have happening on that end. Maybe where their fiber line comes in or something, that station, maybe it doesn't have I don't know, a good back. If there's a power outage, the PLDT still works. So we're on solar, right? And our fiber line comes into our house and and their little is plugged into our electricity. So I see it keep kind of clicking in and out. I'm sorry. So their line is still powered up. It works. Now, if I turn off my power, like I'm working on something or anything, and the PLDT didn't have any power at my modem, it comes right back on, like I say, within a minute, 2 or 3 minutes. But we really don't have burnouts here at this house because we're on solar. We just grid backup, giving us, it's been cloudy like this, you're not getting enough solar coming in. You need to charge up the battery bank some, and the solar can handle, well, then we can rely on the grid too. But we're fortunate with this solar system that it would be a rare occasion for us to be without power in this house. If they're taking that long to restore PLDT, I'd have a talk with them about it. Uh, uh, Al's midlife crisis. I need. It isn't cheap here. I'll tell you. Cap went with me to S&R the other day. I went in there and grabbed some meat and cheese, and he grabbed a little bit while he was in there too. And we went down through there. He looked over and saw that big deal of Folgers, and he was so happy to see that. I don't know how much is in there. It was a pretty tall, big red plastic deal of it. There was a deal of Folgers. He goes, "This is the same price it is in the U.S." And it was a good deal. They were having an S&R that day or that week or whatever on that big deal of Folgers. Boy, he bought that and he's went home with his girlfriend. If she's been bagging it up to sell it in little packs, because with a can of coffee that big, he's a commercial operation now, like a sorry store. Uh, yeah, But man, some of this coffee gets really expensive. Anyways, good talk to you, Al. You need to come out and help me with a project sometime, man, so you can keep your tool hands busy. He Al loves to build stuff too. So appreciate you on here. Been with us for a long time too on our channel, a long time. If you have a ham rig there, let's go on 40. No, I don't have a ham rig here. I did grow up around all that. My dad was all big into all these radios and bouncing off skip, and I remember him talking California and around different parts of the world. He'd catch skip off bouncing off the atmosphere. They call it skip. And he had these linears and these antennas he'd aim, and I learned directional antennas, how they work, and omni beams and all microphones are a lot the same. And he'd point these antennas like Moonraker and all those different ones, and he had this. My dad had this big old radio tower with a rotation motor on top of it, and all these cables going up. He had side antennas, and that was his hobby, man. That was the and man, he'd be in there jabbering to people everywhere. Yeah, that's something else, boy. I grew up with all that. Boy, did I grow up with all that. And I remember he was talking on Skip, and he was picking up somebody in San Jose, California, and they were asking about him. He's asking about them, and then all of a sudden they went to laughing. They were cousins. It's total freak situation that was some of our family. It was like third cousins that had moved a long time before then to California. We didn't really have no regular connection with them or anything. And he picked them up one day random on Skip. Is that like crazy or what? I mean, that is, I'll never forget that. And it got them talking, and they started with an open line communication, writing letters, sending pictures before you had an internet to do all that. Have anything here like that, and the storms would just wreak havoc on anything here. We're just too close to the beach. The salt is just too corrosive. I don't want to spend that kind of money. I'm glad y'all been in order of our channel, man. I just love this dude, and I'm glad to see you here too. And you see, he's the only person. Well, Al too, my old schoolers, man. You see them carrying that ranch right there. When I said Al's a ranch, he's also a ranch on my channel. Y'all get out of hand, he's going to get you with that ranch. I'm glad y'all been safe with that nasty TS. Yeah, you got to stay away from them nasty TSs, right? Thanks, man. Mr. Ward, yes, getting better, but still having side effects. So he's been going through a problem. Some fluke thing popped up on my buddy Patrick, and he found himself going to doctors and open in life. You never know when you're gonna get thrown a curveball. I see. I need to get for a visit. I'll be getting married, and it's her birthday in a week or so. Maybe she needs a trip. Well, I tell you what, you know it. Thank you, thank you. Yes, sir. You put out a big spread for the kids. My hat's off to you and Mel. Still tourist, working on my 13A right now. Just finished up the blood before, and we hope to see you again. That's why I was offering for you to come to Thanksgiving dinner, and I don't know if you reached that or not. Many of the expats that I know in the area, I've been and we've come Thanksgiving dinner for all of us foreigners, and I'm working on that right now as we speak. In fact, Patrick and Lee will be coming. If he's doing good, I'm sure he will be. You getting back then, Dennis? Um, Carlos Young, Lechon versus smoked hog. What do you think? Well, I tell you what, that lechon can be pretty darn good, man. There's times that I want that lechon. There's times I don't. Man, I ain't gonna deny I like that skin and all that real close to that skin, man. I like that crispiness of it. I like that that's really well cooked and got that smoked skin, man. That's what I like. What do y'all like? What do you like? Y'all tell us. What do you like? Um, so Steve Salmons, do you rent rooms? Yes, we are a right now we have 4 rooms. They're all um, pretty good grade rooms. You can see them. If you go to any of my regular videos, there is links in the description. So on Agoda, and I like Airbnb much better than Agoda. Any of my viewers that are wanting to book, if you would please book with Airbnb, and you're going to get a better bang for your buck. We're going to get a better bang for your buck, and the Agoda, man, they're really in it mostly for them, man, and they will charge a bunch of fees I disagree with. I'm telling you from our side of the business too. I'm telling you, Agoda is not that great, but being that it's something that's used here in this country, um, of them though. But definitely check out Airbnb, or you can book with us direct. And if you've got like a whole big group or something coming, like we got a viewer right now that we're working up an event for right now. You every vehicle, every it's into every video, and you can contact us directly, and we can make you a deal. So we try to have nice rooms and good things and good quality. The little cabin out by the beach, right with a little river in front of it, it is just adorable. It's a great room. So yeah, check that out. Check that out. And you can find us Texas, Filipino, no big, pretty quiet, laid back here. Other viewers down through here, commenters that's on here right now, several have been here. We're still always making improvements, and I appreciate. Let me see right here. Good morning from Alabama. Um, I've seen your last few videos. Geez, batten down the hatches, buddy. Yeah, issue solved as soon as this weather passes. And whoo, dude, what? Got hacked and scammed out 38K last. Notify the bank's credit cards and police. Holy cow, man! That email that I share in the description of my videos, it is not tied to any of my accounts like YouTube or anything else. It is out there just for that. It can get over into other things once it gets in your computer, but in any of those emails, especially that one that's out to the public right there, man, you send me something that's an attachment in it. Good luck if I open it. Good luck. I will not open up nothing. I will not open up nothing. And this computer right here, there is no software downloaded on this computer other than my editing software. Um, that's on this computer. It is pretty cut and dry. I run a separate laptop than this laptop to do any business on. And I call that like my burner laptop. If something happens and they get in there and man, because when they infect those into a computer or phone, man, they can lay things in deep. It's not just on your hard drive. They can lay things that can reside on memory or in other component drive, and I'll put a new drive in it or whatever. You boot it up, and that little sucker's right out crawling and spreading again. So sometimes, it can just tank a device. So burner laptops, cheap. I'll buy like the cheapest back to school at Walmart laptop for doing all that day to day financials. That if I feel like something happened, it's out. It's on severe lockdown. They have. I can't. Let me put it like this: I can't walk into a branch and go to a teller and a teller help me because the security on my account. I a banker meet up with me. You can pay for that service, or they'll give it to you in certain circumstances. And just not any old body can help me. And even on the phone, I'll have to go through a ton of security. Can't help me. They got to transfer me over to somebody different. That's a serious thing out there. I have a cousin that's going through what you're going through, then Dennis, and man, they wiped her out, man. Did not get her money back. Man, it really messed her life up. So I'm not trying to discourage you that something that you're not going to have a chance of getting your money back. Maybe I tell you, always got to keep your guard up in this world, just like that guy down there. That what's happened with him, you got to keep your guard up and keep your head on, man. Not saying you didn't, Dennis, man. Just funny thing, and trust it, and pow, there they go. So I wish you the best. I don't know even how it happened. I don't know, but I wish you the best, man. I really hate to hear that. I mean, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I'm really sorry to hear that. John Marlatt, good morning, my friend. Good morning to you. Stephen Franks, good evening. Looks like the storm just won't go away there. Going to start turning white from no sunshine. My farmer's tan's going to disappear here. Yeah, next video you see me is going to be all this white again. Uh, yeah, it's all going to be white again. Just curious at two beers since I got hacked out of my $55 just during the power outage. I'm glad I acted quick on it. Man, the thing, be careful. You'll get emails that look like they're from a financial institution. They look like they're from your bank. They look like they're from PayPal. They look like they're from Gcash. And they are scammers, man. They are scammers that they'll say verify something, log into your account, and the link you hit and the page it takes you to will look just like the bank page that you're always logging into. But right when you typed in, they had a key logger that was logging your and they have your login ID. And there you go. Man, do not click any links or emails. If you get an email from your bank or any other financial institution where you knew whatever, don't even call a number or reply to an email in that email. You let that email stand still. Just save it as evidence. And you go get your card, absolute number to your financial service, like your bank. Don't use the number they show because it's going to be fake. You call your bank and did you send this? Is this you? Do I have a problem? Can you? And they're going to say, nope, it's not us. And your account looks great and all's fine. And then you need to go in there and choose spam and block and all that and get rid of those. Don't click on emergency and you got to reach them and you will click that or log in or you'll call their fake number. A lot of bad people out there. A lot of bad people. It's a good public service to share this information. As for me, I haven't been coming here for a while now since I was laser focused on passing the pre-final for my thesis. Oh, okay. I see. Now that I passed, I figure I got a lot of catching up. Well, congratulations on passing on that. And yeah, man, come on out. Come over here to the Philippines and roam around, man. The water is still fine. I had a pit built for me in Cebu. Wow, that's so cool. I am all about that smoke life, but lechon is good when it's good. You know, I'm sure y'all watch Overstay Road. Oh, Mark Overstay Road. You remember when he was up in Lausanne? He bought that barbecue pit and had it, I guess, when he was up somewhere at one of those towns outside of Anglo City or wherever he was at the time. And Barrel Pro, you can probably tell me, Al. And and I had a friend over here the other day, David, and he was on their site. Man, they got all kinds of different smokers and stuff now. Man, Barrel Pro is apparently turned off Overstay Road. It was a nice setup, for what it was, but they're building some more complicated design smokers and stuff now, man. I believe that's them. Y'all write me and tell me who it was. I think it's Barrel. I'll repeat it and will sound like a parrot. Salt water, salt, salt, salt. That's still like that. Man, I know y'all can tell me all these ways to treat it, but if you go for a while, maybe you got off the for a couple months, or you go back overseas and visit your home country and come back and it hadn't been getting used and hadn't kept that fresh oils and resins from the wood and everything on it, keeping the outside burned off, man, that joker is going to go in freaking overtime rusting, man. There is a price to pay living by the beach. Man, you need like some good HR plate or something, here. Like that here. It can't be one of those barrels. You just waste your money. I envy the ones that can have that. Yeah, but for me, I can't do it. The salt will just eat it. Presently, my 3 bank accounts are clean. Man, man, you got to keep that shit tied down. They weeded into you somehow good. Tell us if you know any way you think they got in there. I had planned to go back to Iloilo. I put with BPI, man. I wouldn't be telling people that on public, Dennis. Keep that private, man. There's some crazy people out here, Keep that private. Don't put that out there in public. Um, SEO or Philly's channel, different channels. Man, I just tell you, right there. I know you're a big boy and you're a smart man, but keep those finances to yourself, dude. I'm telling you, there are some lurkers. Um, Carlos Young says, I want to build one. I tell you what, there's some Filipinos that's learned how to make some pretty good barbecue too. Up here in one of the subdivisions around the area outside of Iloilo, and he did that, and he's in a pretty nice subdivision, and he had nice smokers and all that, was sourcing meats and stuff, and he taught his wife's family how to do all of that, how to smoke all that, selling it, and man, people was taking orders, and they were running a barbecue business from the house, delivering orders to people, and catering on events and stuff. At one time had continued it on, but there's some business now. I haven't been to it yet. I need to get out more up in Iloilo. That's I think there's one in Bacala too. That's straight up doing like Southern style smoked meats and stuff. And they're advertising on Facebook ads and on Marketplace and all. But there's some good woods here to smoke with too. There really is. There's some good woods. Robert Armstrong, good morning. In on election. Heck yeah. And have a good day at work. Hope I didn't miss you there a few minutes ago. If you invest in Bitcoin, all the scammers come out of the woodwork like ants in the Philippines. Yeah. I I just haven't done enough of it. I got friends that have, but I guess I'm too set in my ways, or I see them brag one day how they made so much. 3 months later, I ask them about it, and they put their head down and they want. It's like anything. I'm sure there's money to be made in it, but there's money to be lost in it too. And somebody's probably losing something if somebody's making something. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Um, Probably shouldn't even pop that one up, but appreciate sarcasm. I know it was sarcasm, but I just like to keep any kind of politics out of my channel. Yeah. On here, we can all just political views. Uh, Carlos Young, if you're in Cebu, my guy is out in Lapu Lapu. Good builder, good price. Yeah, I see. Hook him up, man. If he's doing you a good job, share it to others. Always looking for work. Man, I'm ready to try to finish my projects, man. I want to do more stuff like I'm enjoying with my boat. I want to do more stuff with my bike and spend a little bit more time helping Melinda get. It's good out there. If anybody here in the Iloilo area and you need a carpenter, well, write me and I can get a hold of Dennis and hook you up with whoever he's got right there. I don't know. Can't vouch. Um, Good morning from Georgia. Well, man, Georgia is some of the roots to my family as they worked down the coastline from the original colonies. They bounced down as around to the south, down the east coast, and then across the south. And most of them put the brakes on in Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and a few California, but that's really distant. My immediate family on my dad's side is Texas, Louisiana, and um, I really don't know them. But yeah, yeah, Georgia. In fact, there's streets and stuff in Atlanta and all that's named after my family. My family was well connected back there. Uh, Smoked barbecue would be the taste of Filipinos, but they love it. They do love it, man. I'm telling you, they do love it. That's why that I know it's not really like smoke like we're used to, but man, I mean, my God, did that rib shack take off? In Philippines, just right by the town of Otan. Well, we are in Tigbawan, the neighboring town to you. I mean, where, but it'd be a close journey. We're not far. In fact, our town, we're just a couple barangays before you get to Otan. We're right on Highway 501. Because you get all back over there where like Savannah and all that is, that's a little bit more inland. Um, so Al said, yeah, that's Marcos has the Barrel Pro out of Manila. They're the biggest in the country. 1,000-gallon pits for Black Smokehouse here in Cebu. Wow, wow, didn't know that. But the king doesn't use it as a pit, just to grill. Yeah, he uses the end basically to store the stuff. Did he buy something else? I don't watch all his videos all the time, but did he buy another one for down there where they're at? I know he had talked about it, but you know how he up just gives everything away. I, did he get another one? Just tell me. Um, David, good morning from California. Well, good morning to you. Thanks for joining in. Been on here for a little while. Um, spend some time with you guys. I kind of enjoyed it when I made that other live stream. I said, you know, I enjoyed this. I don't know why I don't do it more often. How's everyone in your province doing with the storms? Been busy, working long hours at work, hoping to catch up. Man, over in Beagle got hit hard, man. They got hit hard. We weren't in the direct storm, as I keep repeating. We were just in the inflow, and the inflow enough was pretty bad. Yeah. Hope that, Robert, and have a good day, man. Appreciate you joining in. They blanked out my any desk. They blanked out my screen when they were communicating from my computer. One morning, her voice is coming out of my computer during a boot. Yeah, or you'll see a mouse move, or you'll see they don't even have to be doing nothing. They can some according to how complex software they're using. They can be just totally blind to you running in the background doing things, or you can see things possibly open. You can even see a mouse move sometimes, and sometimes you'll see a dual mouse. You'll see what way they are rooting into you, you know, and getting in there to what they're doing. You could be totally oblivious and not hear or see or know anything. So it's just all according to how they're doing it. If they're data back, you know, a malware, it's all according to what they're doing. Um, Man, I'll tell you what, online financials is scary as hell, man. Let's see if it goes here. I'm heading to Tyler, Texas for Thanksgiving. Plan to get some good barbecue. Well, Tyler is about 70 miles up Interstate 20 from And I hope you enjoy it. Tyler's a beautiful place. So where we live, we're on the oak belt. So what they mean is the oak trees, we're on the oak belt. You know, not all Texas is desert. That, like they depict in movies for you that don't know. That's out on the west side of the state. Not everything looks like it ought to have that music playing, wow, 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 you know, and they're about to shoot each other off from a cliff or something. Tumbleweeds rolling. A lot of Texas hills and beautiful lakes. Texas gets a bad rap through Hollywood. So I'm in the Oak Belt, which is great, big old like red oak trees and all that. And then you like that oak and western red cedar and all to right down at, near Tyler down there, starting right along the other side of Canton, Texas. You pick up the Pine Belt, and all of a sudden you got this pine trees galore, like a whole bunch of country does, and you got all these other type trees that we don't have right over where we're at, that won't grow there. And so just from where I live, go straight down the interstate, less than 70 miles, maybe. It's totally different. And it's really beautiful. I love Tyler, Texas, man. All of that down there. I love it. I love it. Enjoy there. Finally, poke your head out of your shell and post it. Posted some new videos finally. Man, you ought to, instead, and you should have kind of popped up and said, "Hey, everybody," and this is where I've been, what I've been doing. Sorry I haven't made a video or something, man. And the business you got going there for diving, that's how most of them found you to start with, and for the resort there. So, man, that's your best advertisement. You probably wanted everybody to stop watching because you are overloaded with business. Probably are. I saw about getting their kids certified and all, and I said, I just wonder if they're getting that done with Critter Hunter. So Mel and I turned on the video. We'd never seen their vlog. It was an all really nice, well-made videos. I do not remember their names. I'm so sorry. Justin, Critter Hunter here, can tell you. But yeah, there was my buddy right there, doing all of it and everything, man. And on your own videos, dude. Come on, man. Keep it going. Keep it alive. And so for you that don't know, not everybody knows Justin from Critter Hunter. Justin is a professional diver. He has a dive shop down in Darwin. Darwin is south of Dumaguete. That's on the southern part of Negros. Dumaguete is in Negros Oriental. Justin, but Justin is out at Darwin. There's Bakong, and then there's Darwin right along the beach. Beautiful resorts down through there. Lots of dive shops. But if you're going to go, you want it. But if you want to learn to dive, or if you already know how to dive and you want to go on a dive trip, I want you to get with my buddy Justin. Look him up. They're on Google Maps. You can easily find him down there. But I don't know what all ways he has for you to reach him as a topics or in a comment, but he is legit and he's got great people working with him that are totally legit and they're fun to be around. It's just him, I'm telling you. Nothing but love for your brother. Nothing but love, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Scuba dude. Awesome stuff, man. Good evening, James. Glad you're weathering typhoon. Yeah, yeah. Appreciate that very much. Uh-oh, we got Thailand here. I hope I haven't missed you too far here. Appreciate you joining the live stream. Hope everything's going well in Thailand. I wonder if y'all going to catch some of the weather from that storm that's leaving here and heading over. Never know. Never know. Tell me what's happening over your way there. Eric, I'm over the road truck, so I'm everywhere. Yeah, Eric, I remember your. Yep, yep. Hope you're going good too, man. Rolling strong. Keep them big wheels turning. Um, Dennis here, 2 beers, is saying he vouches for the guy. Ilo, some of you are here. Otan, you're in this region. You got Iloilo City, and then you got Iloilo Province. So you could say I'm in Iloilo, and you're in the whole. Got Iloilo itself, the city. So you can say I'm from Iloilo, Iloilo, or some of them will say Ilo time. Yeah, yeah. So there you go. Um, James, any suggestions on what to look for Filipino contractors that do cast in place concrete? They're scared shit. They're really maybe just a few guys out there that are open minded, young guys that are willing to try new things like different blocks. There's some big contractors that do huge buildings, like I just seen SM build these condos up here in Iloilo behind here in Iloilo. It's a huge SM. And they own the property back and behind it that backs up over to Mega World, Festive Walk and all. And they built these big because they're all in the different things. And they did it all cast in place, man. They did that whole great big building cast in place. So it exists. They're going to hit you with a ridiculous price, or they just don't want to do it. And so what they'll do is I tell you they can, but they'll give you such a that they're used to and they feel comfortable with to discourage you from doing the cast. So you'll do what they're comfortable with, and that they can turn quicker money. It's just something different. Philippines is real slow to change. Maybe up in big, huge commercial building projects and stuff, amazing stuff. But when you're in the simple areas, provincial areas, run of the mill, little small contractors, man, it's tough. It's tough. I can't for me, but I don't want to down them. Uh, there's been a lot of people that's been taken. You can't talk about it. You're not going to get bad because there's this big thing about making somebody lose face, even amongst just chatter in a community. It'll get around, oh, so and serious here. So if a Filipino contractor is bad, there's a lot of good ones. I don't have no list of anybody to give you. Nobody's allowed to tell anyone about it. You're not allowed. You're in trouble. Filipino or foreigner, either one. You can't go out and say, and where he is known to be of a bad character, then he can take it and rob you blind, and you have no recourse hardly at all, or maybe even through the courts. So I'm asking, really be careful of these predicaments you can get into. It is a different culture. Um, and when you ask, hey, do you know a builder or a contractor? Everybody knows somebody. You know, he might have built a pig pen one time, and they're going to tell you that he's a contractor. He could just seem wonderful, and you think I got a great guy, and he said that you need 120 bags of concrete. He delivered, 20 went over to build for his house or his sister's house or his Tita's house, and he told you needed steel every it's at every 24 inches, and the remainder of the steel went to go with the concrete over on his project. It happens, but there are honest ones too, and they are hard to report and have like a site out there that gives feedback and says this guy did this to me, avoid him, or allowed. Um, it's just not allowed. Maybe because some of the ones making the laws are also possibly on the funny. Shut up. It's tough. Be careful. I have a viewer right now. I will not say his name. We'll keep it blind. Maybe he lives in a town outside of Iloilo. I'm not going to tell that either. And he was full of hopes and dreams to build a really great place and to hire a good contractor. Right off the bat. And real quickly, him and his wife had to learn to be contractors and trying to get their house finished. Plus, they're way over. And he's a wonderful person and he's a smart person. And he did not think that he would get taken. And he did. We just had to talk about it the other day. And he's a wonderful, careful. Be careful. My PI Dream, the YouTube channel, he couldn't talk about it. He could just barely tell anything because he got on his own. Turned out the employees hadn't been paid for a while or anything. The contractor didn't just take him; he took the guys that had been there already working on the house and screwed them over too. And James had to make the employees whole and hire on the ones that the contractor screwed over, and and whoever else they could contract to finish their home. Vlog at the time, and then that came, and he learned lessons the hard way, and he told too, I can't tell you anything about his name, I can't say nothing because he would be the one. um Al did say that, yes, that Mark did get another one. um thank you very much for that. And you and your wonderful family. Oh yeah, we're good here. We weren't in the main part of the storm. We got a lot of straight line wind, hard rain, but country and up away from here, that's the ones right there. That's the ones that really got it bad. But I appreciate you thinking of us though. Dan's been here also. You both. Appreciate you very much, Dan. Good to hear you too, man. And Dan's been a great supporter of us. He came here and visited with us. He's sent stuff here to us that we've distributed out to other people, tools and stuff that I gave to my workers. Uh, that guy's got a really big heart, really big heart. Thank you, Dan. I have a good friend in Beagle, lost her whole roof, but still better than many there. Yeah. A lot of the neighborhood with nothing. Oh man, I seen houses just floating away and the people just screaming. Sad, sad. Um, on this live vlogger, um, I do a daily life video of just showing in general what's going on here. And then I do project videos that are just are refurbing or whatever it is, whatever my next project's going to be, or a motorcycle thing. I make those very impersonal and very to the point of that project live stream, which seems pretty simple. I'm getting down to the basics of stuff. Some of you that I know and trust, not I will not ever open it up to the public. There is some crazy. Occasionally bring some of you on here, send you a link, and if you got a webcam and you can present yourself decent and not rude. Like I say, I got to know you. I got to know you, or we've had to build some trust over time. I can bring you into these live streams, and we could do some chatting and bring some people in. But I won't run it blind. I worked too hard on this channel to have it damaged by some wild, crazy mouse and crazy thing to make the world go around. Apparently, yeah, yeah. But just think about that. And for some of you that know me well and feel feelings hurt if I don't get your feelings hurt. Yeah, I got to take care of me's and mines, and craziness. This is not a drama channel. Yeah, appreciate that, Rusty. Yeah, yeah, man. Living on the beach with the storms and all, that's the ones I really feel for. You don't even have to take the roof off if water comes gushing through their house. Listen, my guys haven't worked this past their home and their belongings, and they're watching the shore, and they're sleeping with an eye open or not sleeping at all in case they have to fast. They don't have much. Um, Man, I just feel sorry for them, but I can't fix everybody's lives either. I'll think, man, if that just say, but I thought I was going to be noble, even help one of them out before, but then you see that they'll take some extra money they get and they just buy some Tandoori or some Red Horse, and that's it for them, man. And they just remain in that same situation. They just live for the day, not for tomorrow. Different mentality, and I realized, I can't fix it. I cannot fix it. I can talk to them and everything. I can't fix it. Their mindset is their mindset. So there's no being noble and going down and doing some project, building them a home or whatever. Uh, because then even if that home has value, even if it's our community and somebody else wants a spot in the squatter community, they will sell their spot. Or if they built a decent little hollow block or half hollow block house and there's no title to the house, but it is still something they will sell and trade and all that. I see it all the time. I've been around it. a really decent house because the Cano down here helped him build this really awesome house. And now he's got one of the stronger houses in the community. um, he's going to sell it. He's going to sell it, and he's going to move back over with his brother, his dad, his wife's family, a cousin, somebody, and somebody else's name. And man, it's just best just let it run its course. I know you want to be noble, you want to do all these great things for people, and you'll find yourself some. Yeah. Um, thanks, James. Still here. I have an hour commute. I'll be listening on my drive. Start. Oh, that's cool. Glad you're here. I wish you had something better to listen to than me. Don't you got some good music you listen to, man? Uh, just saying hello from St. Louis area. So glad you're safe. Much and uh, always really good on our channel too. I appreciate you. Found your Airbnb in the companies I didn't sign up with. Like when I do Agoda will subcontract out my listing to all these other. So if you book with one of them, it's still working its way back into Agoda. Agoda's still the one that's got to pay me the jack. And we caught them like, I'm like, what? We can't recover and make a profit in what we put into those rooms and the nice furnishings that we put in and all that at those prices. And us, well, oh, well, we did this deal on your behalf. No, no, no. Yeah, so it's I might eventually end my deal with them. Yeah, they owe me some cheese right now. I need to get it paid up, or they owe Melinda some cheese. uh, a Poet's Corner. Oh, hi, James. Yeah, it's funny. Well, I'm glad to see you here too. Popping up, huh? Critter Hunter, what's up? How's the weight loss coming? All that work he does down there, busy with customers, constantly on them legs, moving, going, swimming. Whew, man, you're a busy dude. Yeah, the shop's been real busy. On top of that, but we're back on it now. Well, there you go, man. See, like Justin, you would be one of the guys that I would want to have on here and do, and we talk and share. And like the question I just had about how people can contact you and all, I'd rather be there for you. Gotta take care of my tribe. Um, Longhorns last Saturday. I think everybody's been beating my Texas Longhorns. Yeah, yeah. Hey, man, John's on here. Boston. John has place down near Critter Hunter, down in that area down there. In fact, he just took some storm damage down there, right, John? You said you says I will be in a couple weeks for my soul dives and then get my new BCD. Man, John's a great guy, professional musician. He's in an orchestra. He's over in Singapore right now. Um, he lives in Singapore, but he also Are you in Bukong, or you're in one of those little areas right down there near Justin? I don't really need to tell your private business exactly where you're at, but right now he is a man of international mystery. Boy, he's like a James Bond. Yeah, and he came up here. He came out and do nothing together, and he was just here too quick. Rode motorcycle all the way up in stormy weather, and had to go back in stormy weather on a motor. Appreciate you though, buddy. Um, Michael Brown, appreciate your live chat. Very enjoyable. Now, if y'all haven't noticed something here, I really, when you stick with me, you become my tribe. You are my family, and I get to know you. I invite you to my home. I invite you as part of my life. I would be shocked how many details and how many things I know about so many people, man. So many people. The channel keeps growing, and I think I'm gonna have to have some. Yeah, yeah. Had to have some of those for my brain, man. But I try to really know my people, know my tribe. Appreciate your live chat. Yeah, I've been doing like a sit down like this, not just showing a storm blow by, maybe twice in a year. Um, and I really more information like asking for a contractor. Man, that's risky business. I don't even want to stick my nose in that. I would never ever recommend anybody. The very people I know did a good job. It would be just my luck when I hand him over to you. He would be the one to crank the screws on. So I don't look for, because everybody can put up a big game, and everybody you talk to, you'll ask about, and they'll say, oh yeah, he's great, because they will not tell you bad things. They will not tell you bad things. It's like you ask a Filipino something, they will never say no. Usually they will directions. They will just even give you a wrong direction, just to not say they don't know. And it's tough, man. It's tough unless you can feel that can tell you this guy did me a great job beyond a doubt, and you believe and trust that person. Well, that's about the best way I can tell you to go. But I enjoy trying to help people when I can. I enjoy about topics and sharing my experiences, and um, but I can't just be the answer for everything, though. I'm not. I'm not that person that just has that answer for everything. And I've made my mistakes too. I certainly have, and they can be costly. Let's see where we're at right here. And I appreciate you very much for saying that, though, Michael. I really do. I'm trying to scroll up right back here. I passed somebody up that I didn't want to. Um, yeah, so I was just saying that almost all cast concrete work here is commercial, large scale stuff. Yeah, that's right. Believe it or not, it's not costly to do it like this. A an eighth. This is wire and eight, but just say an 8 foot by 8 foot wall. We measured it. We got a formula down on it. 8 foot by 8 foot wall with no opening in it. Solid cast wall, 4 inches thick. Takes exactly 9 bags of Portland with a King's mix, with a strong mix where you put more Portland in it, not a weak mix. Takes 9 bags. Then, for the sake of the vlog back a long time ago, we were casting walls for the CR, one of the restrooms or 2 of the restrooms down there in those guest rooms. And even though I didn't want any hollow block in my house, for the sake of showing the difference in the speed and how much concrete it takes, I turned these guys loose that know hollow block well, and to see how long it's going to take them to build these 2 8-foot by 8-foot hollow block walls. And then I'm going to keep up with how much material it was going to take. So that by the time we still had to buy the hollow block, so now you got the cost of the hollow block, and that goes into your equal to concrete cost. By the time we got the hollow block, then they mix a batch of concrete that has aggregate in it to pour down into the hollow block in the voids. They mix a different batch that's going to be their mortar that's going between the blocks. So now they got 2 different batches going. So they put down some rows of blocks, and after they get so many, then they're coming back over and pouring aggregate mixed concrete down into the hollow voids. And then they stack more blocks, mixing more mortar, and it keeps going. And now they finally finished the wall. And then now they're going to do rendering. They need to smooth out both sides. So they'll, drive little finish nails in at different angles across, and they'll tie fishing line, nylon cord across nail to nail and get all these nails lined up so the string's even. They'll check it all. And then what they do is they'll tie those really tight, and then they start mixing that concrete and sifted sand. They'll get a certain size sand they like to sift through a screen, get all the stones and pebbles out. And then they start rendering that wall, throwing that concrete on there, working it down, throwing it on there, working it down. Whole bunch of it's falling to the ground. Some of it they'll scoop back up and put it back in their mix. Some of it they don't. It's all over the floor everywhere. And sometimes they even let it build up thick at the bottom, and the walls you'll see a lot of times at the floor be curling out and chunky to where it just wasn't finished good down at the ground or at the slab. And a lot of times they won't even pour the slab until afterwards in the house, which is crazy too. And that's a straight termite path. You're just any crack as tight as it is, termites will work through. You want a sealed concrete slab, then build your walls. They're in termite country, and they're making straight termite tunnels into the homes and their way they pour the concrete after they put their footers, their tie beam, and they put the wall up first. Or they'll build just the wall on a concrete little basic footer, just pouring some concrete in a trench. And they'll leave a few pieces of steel randomly sticking out, maybe over 4 feet or 6 feet or 8 feet, and come in later after they've built the house, after they've done a bunch of stuff, throw dirt in, and then pour the slab. But let's go back about the wall. So by the time they render, by the time they make their 2 different batches of concrete and all, they've used over 20 bags of Portland to do that same size wall. And the overall job took several days. And we can form that wall up, put the plumbing in it, put electrical in it. It'd be perfect, ready to cast it, and be able to peel the form off. And later in the day, as the concrete set, because we do a good mix, it don't take it too long to get firm enough. And we can peel that form off just hours later if it's a non-structural wall, meaning it's not going to be supporting any kind of weight immediately. And we got a perfect slick wall that's ready to just paint or texture. Like we skim coated this. Skim coat's just like a little real thin. You're basically plastering it, but not rendering it like throwing render on. You're just, working it over, filling any kind of little tiny voids or anything. Kind of like doing body work on a car, But we shot Around this orange peel was just a perfect slick wall. No cracks in it from where the Portland got so hot so fast. And what happens, you see all these cracked walls because they put so much Portland into that sand that it goes off with a lot of heat, sucks up a lot of moisture, and it just cracks like a drying out mud puddle. And those cracks are there forever. You can paint over them, but they're going to find their way back through the paint. They're there forever. I have spider cracks all over my walls. Um, the hollow block wall, it's got steel in it. My wall's got steel in it. So the steel's still even, as they build, they got steel sticking up, but not all the way. And then that as they come up ever so many rows of blocks, they'll tie a piece of steel across. Then, so now they got the wall rendered, but now there's going to be an electrical outlet. There's going to be a wall switch, and they cut a slot open all down the wall, maybe from the roof all the way down, or maybe if they don't have a grinder, they just taking that fresh concrete that just got all finished looking smooth, and they'll lay in the box, and then they patch all that in after the fact. And then it's according to how much time got spent finishing it, you'll see a permanent scar from now on. And now what do they got to do to cover that? Mix more rendering and render again. So there's probably another bag of Portland or two. So it is cheaper to do it like this. It is cheap that already has a poly coating over it so it don't stick to the concrete. The concrete don't stick to it. If it does a little bit, we take a scouring pad and go over it and knock all of it off. And then we get the sheets again and just keep moving those materials. So, you don't have to buy enough material to cast the whole home at one time. You can keep on, ad hocing it along. It's way cheaper, but they're scared of doing it because it's different. And you got to come on in here and sit down, Mel. And you also doing all that hollow block work, and it's taking all that time and all that rendering and more time to do it. That's more days they're getting paid for. That's more work for them that they need the work. So they don't want to make it faster. But there is some aspiring young Filipino contractors out there. There's a new generation coming along that they are wanting to up the ante, but you got to find them. And a lot of those end up getting hired, though, by big firms because they are so forward thinking. But there is some great ones out there. I've met some gentlemen that are great. When I was building this house, there was some contractors came here. They wanted to see what I'm doing. They want to see how I'm doing it. And they went and did it themselves. They followed up with me. We did it your way. We like it. It was awesome. But finding them is tough. But they're going to charge you more when actually it should be cheaper. It's different, and they're scared of it. I promise you all this. I promise you. Here's my witness. Come on over here, which you can see is my witness.
Hello.
That we are prepping right now. Let me put her over here in the camera.
It's okay.
We are prepping right now if the rain had. So we've got steel sitting here. We had concrete delivered that now it rained. I hope it all stays dry.
Mhm.
We had sand and stone delivered. We had cocoa lumber delivered. We've got the plywood sitting there. We bought
With everything
we
ready.
bought new 4-inch spacers and the 1/2-inch PVC. We've got brand new nuts. Careful. I still got the old ones. And and we've got new uh, ready to get off that phone.
I think it's not about
And
the signals back.
and I promise you that in this build that I'm going to be very up there. I'm going to probably take a lot of our personal rhetoric out, and it's going to be kind of like on my boat building. I'm going to just show the meat and potatoes in those videos of exactly what's happening at the ocean or the current weather that day. And I might tell you how beautiful it is. And I'm going to show in detail exactly how we're doing that. Exactly how we're doing it. It's very simple. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Very simple. Let me tell you, I am no genius by any means, and I did it. I did it, and nobody instructed me. Nobody instructed me. Um, they're very expensive and costly, and they'll show how much cribbing you got to put on and off.
So you're talking about you don't need a lot of knowledge. It's just a matter of experience.
Or just covering some basic nuts that I'm going to put together some very good quality videos of exactly in detail how we're doing that, and that you can reflect back on. I'm going to make sure that those are on the 3-minute shorts now, and so those are like micro videos now, not so much shorts. And I want it out there. It's a great way to build. Um, it's strong. It's reliable. Ours took a while because we have such a huge structure here. It just is, and but casting the walls goes quick. If you're building a single story home, this way. But there's this gentleman that he tried to do it our way. Um, he's from somewhere like Germany or somewhere like that, and he had a little small YouTube channel. So they got their walls were curved, leaning. That's his workers not taking care of business, and that's him too. Not watching them. Always checking that plumb with a good level. Always checking that plumb with a good level on those walls. Um, really got to check it. So here's a tip. Let so and you're forming up your wall, and they throw the level on that cocoa lumber on the outside on that cribbing, and they say, "Okay, boss, it's all good. It's all and put it up there, and y'all gonna say level or plumb, but you're using a level and you're checking it on the plumb side for you technicality people, and they say it's all good. But the problem is that one piece might only be 1.75 inches, and another piece up here might be a full 2 inches, or it might be 2.25. So the level was leaning on the cocoa lumber, but the plywood behind it level showed that it was level, but the plywood was leaning, and it's off, and it's going to grow exponentially going up. So another tip is, get them up there, get them up on a ladder or whatever they got to do, so it's not so hard to get the creek down. and slide that level, pull that steel over somewhere and slide your level. Don't get a level that's so big and thick, and slide it down on the inside of that form against the plywood, and check it on that smooth side, not against that rough cut lumber, or you're going to get off. Um, do the Filipino way of pulling the nylon string. So we're going to tie a nylon that distance, and when we set our plywood, it should be straight with that string. But like what happened to him, they didn't, and it was just all crooked. A nightmare for them. They weren't doing the basics, just the basics. So it wasn't nothing wrong with the way that I was showing it. It was that they were not doing their P's and Q's. The basics of building, no matter what, and you got to make sure it's plumb, and you got to make sure it's level. So he just didn't have a good crew apparently, and I feel sorry for him. He seemed like a nice gentleman. He really did. We've had other videos, even all the way down in parts of Australia. We had guys send us pictures and stuff. I should have showed it on the vlog. Built projects from watching our videos, not even connected to the Philippines. Saw those videos, loved stuff they built down there like that. They loved it. Then Tim K went and visited one of our subscribers over near him and showed his house that he built. And the guy, but old Tim didn't want my name in his video. I don't know why. And I guess he just wanted all glory himself or something. I don't know. But the guy wrote me and said, you know, I tried to tell him and all that. He didn't want what we did. And he built a structure with a flat roof deck. So they built the beams, everything, poured concrete above, outside staircase going to the roof deck, all that. They did an impeccable job. This guy job and loved it. And the video Tim K put out about that building, the guy was telling how cheap he built that bigger structure using this method. But you know, Mr. Egotistical didn't want to. This is past Melinda's bedtime, so she's usually already asleep by right now. So y'all don't take any offense to her in and out. She likes to just be chill. So there you go. There's a little long talk about that. Hope y'all appreciate me telling that. It's all about how straightforward and clean and uncluttered list of things. Say, I'm going to make sure it's like this. I'm going to make sure it's like this. And you check it. And you check it each new pour, each time you move those materials. You check it again. That's why some people, anybody could do it. Make sure your aggregate's not too big so it can get down in the form and past the steel. So you don't end up with honeycomb in the walls. It's not about there's not a lot of well-screened aggregate always here that you can find. Some places do and some places don't. If we run across a big piece in it, we grab it and throw it out, man. We don't even want it to get in there and jam. So there you go on that. All right, took me 3 days to get out of Manila going to Legazpi. Glad we did when we did. Now Manila's getting hit. Yeah, you wrote, didn't you? Or was that in just a regular video? You wrote about that, man. I was wondering if you had actually finally made it there and all, and I guess you had. And I don't know exactly things good down there, man. Hope you're enjoying your time here, man. Welcome back to the PI. Um, Omega Slots, James. Your mind is amazing. The beach resort is absolutely stunning. It's kind of, to me, the pond is so full. Oh my God, the kids. I let them swim in it today. Our family kids, not stranger or runabout unkin kids. Couple nephews and a niece, and we went out there and hung out with them. They have fun swimming in that water. I told them they come over here with long faces. Please, Uncle. I said, sure, because man, it is so much fun to be a kid and play like that. And that's clean water. And the storm surge out there on the ocean. I'd rather be in there than out there getting swept away in the storm surge. Yeah, but appreciate the compliment. But Mel, she's getting the landscaping there, but all the new stuff going out the sidewalks and all, and other things here. But it's getting there. It's getting there. I really appreciate it though. Just a simple little place though, not a big old fancy resort. Um, we do get some of the effects of those typhoons and storms that go past the Philippines, and some of it will go through Thailand. Sometimes high winds and heavy rain. Yeah, and Thailand's going also. I guess basically it's almost like there's two different areas of Thailand, the way it's laid out. So thank you for the response back on that too, David. 62 to Freedom YouTube found a good contractor. He built a pour in place house on the beach. Yeah. Him and I, we had good banter with each other. He's about from me, maybe 2 hours. We got to cross over mountains or go around the mountains, which roads you take. I'm going to go visit him. I'm probably going to go for a motorcycle ride when the weather improves, and I'm going to get with him and go visit his place. He's a character. Yeah, he's funny. So I got lucky with my build. My architect contractor did everything in budget, although some finishing was not Western standards. Builders out there, I'm not saying that there's not, there is without a doubt. Yeah. I'm sorry about the buffering. It said I hit a freaking tree branch and discovered that the windshield was dead. Melinda says it's safety glass, and I really doubt it. I hope you didn't get hurt, man. I've probably been talking and ranting, and nobody's even hearing what I'm saying. Michael Graphics, good evening, Michael. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Another local here comes and visits us sometimes. Hadn't here lately. He needs to. Don't be shy. Yeah. Are you talking about telling anything on a contractor or what? Um, I have I have to make it like Cal done and hit the trail. Uh-oh. Well, I have a good that's a good way to put it, huh? Uh, Dan, working on other box. Need to know if you have an oven to bake little cakes and cookies. Yeah, we do. We got 2 ovens. Anything else, please help so I can get the box done. Man, Dan, you do whatever you want from your heart, buddy. You don't have to do that. I know you want to do that. I will not tell you not to do it because I know it will offend you. But for was very used to, it was shared out. But you do not have to do that. I'm telling you, man, you don't have to do it. but I know it's something you want to do. Um, it's like a car salesman telling you it's an investment. Yeah, a car is the fastest way to lose some. Got the keys put in your hand. Yeah, my carport is toast. Had a tree down, luckily no damage. I'm in Valencia. Yeah, that's right. That's right. James Bond. That's right. You are. Uh, looking forward to getting eyes on things there. Definitely will find a way to make it up and see you again, buddy. Yeah, I need to come down and see your project down there, John. I need reasons to get out of here. Let's see here. Yep. See, I remember when you did that wall test with a hollow block. Yep. Sure did. I was surprised. It was on two walls that were non-structural, and I didn't have anything outside that I wanted to build out of hollow block, but I really wanted to show that time in the video, and I'm going to go back and do some recutting some of that already to repack old videos into a new video and probably put them out on Rumble. So I'll let y'all know when I do that. And that way we can hear through all the nonsense videos and put out some meat and potato videos. Appreciate you remembering that, Lonnie. Yep. Um, let's see on down through here. Two beers responding back to me again back in the States. Let's see. uh, Jan Wells said, "Now, where was that information at before, huh?" Let's see right here. Rusty, he said, "Back to buy the rest in a package, and then we're heading back over and like to buy and build a little something over in Iloilo." Yeah, man, I love Iloilo. It's a great place. It gets a lot misconstrued. And what I mean by spoiled is scenery wise, because Dumaghetti's right up at the beach, right? And then just right behind it, man, the mountains head up like to Valencia and that big old mountain, man. I mean, it's just gorgeous, boy. I mean, it is. It's just gorgeous, boy. If you're out on the water and you're looking back over to Dumaghetti, if you're out on the ocean and you just see this big old backdrop of that mountain and all, man, it's just beautiful. So that's pretty cool. So when they come up here, of course, our city is way more organized. We have a jillion times more things than they do down there. Massive malls here. So all the malls that are around. And going to build another great big one. SM's going to build this huge one over in Haro, another great big one, not far from already a big one they have. Man, we got so many different types of things here. It's just unreal. But they come here and they see it flat. And they don't realize that just a short drive when you start going out, um, not far at all, like heading right out to San Miguel and Leon and all. Just right near us is the mountains here, and there's some foothills, and then there's some mountains, and it's way more beautiful in those mountains than even some of that is down there in Dumaghetti. And we got tons of waterfalls too. We got tons of cold or cool up there, and then right off from the pine forest, there's a deep place you can go down to Amoy Falls and all these other waterfalls. There's just waterfalls everywhere, and there's caves, and they don't really. It's not literally on your back doorstep like it is in Dumageddon. You might have to spend an extra 20, 30 minutes going there, 40 minutes going there. But how often are you going to go to it and do those of just the day to day getting by, surviving, normal everyday life, that you're not out going to waterfalls and caves and trekking mountains? The the normal life, Iloilo has so much to offer. And let's say you do like to explore and trek. Well, if you got a motorcycle, why are you not spend going 20, 30, 40 minutes to go to those beautiful places? But they get spoiled. They come up here from Dumageddon and they got that big old beautiful scenery and that Valencia right there and that Bacong right there and all of that. And they're like, Iloilo looks flat. Right set against some great big mountains. Yeah. And Iloilo has so much. You can't just pop up here not knowing what's where and show up as a vlogger from another city that like Gio just did for the second time. Because you don't know Jack, you don't know where to go, and you don't want nobody to show you where to go because you won't let go of your ego. I offered to show them around before, like I've heard you everywhere. Um, some of you viewers here right now know that firsthand. I had to deal with Geo and Maya before that where we're going to come and where we're going to show them. And then they made a not so positive videos, especially Maya, about Iloilo, and they just didn't know. They didn't know. They were running blind. They didn't know where to go, what was going on at Festive Walk, and that was about it. So, man, but I've been around here for a minute, man. I'm an old dog around here, and I can show you, and I can show you Bacolod and all too. I can show you a lot of places. Been on feet, been on motorcycles, I've owned vehicles, I've explored mountains. I have been here for a minute. Yes, I have. Um, so I just say it's a bad rap bomb. Yeah, and it's a wonderful place to come to. Maybe we should keep it just our little secret. Uh, yeah, Mel's just kind of in and out. Yeah, but I appreciate you giving her me and my 12-year-old me and my 12-year-old wife enjoy watching the show. I don't know how to take that. Me and my 12-year-old, and do you mean and your wife are enjoying watching it very much? Probably just missed a word in there. Uh, hope you're enjoying listening to me blabber. Yes, thank you very much for coming on here. It's kind of funny how you worded that. It's always been my favorite, and that's about the size house I'm considering too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you can come here firsthand, man. You can come here firsthand, Mr. Al. 46 watching right now. Appreciate you, trying to pump it up. Hey, I got to give credit where credit's due while we're here right now. So I had somebody today email me, you know who you are, about putting up, big pictures on the wall because we want some big artwork and all. It's hard to find, hard to locate. Every time I think an artist is coming here, they fall through. I think they're nosebleed. not sure what I want. Um, so then there's that. And a viewer today, he emailed me and told me how to get nice artwork and stuff, like maybe up here by the staircase and all. And he sent me an email with some examples, and I recognized one of them instantly because I seen it in IKEA up in Manila, and it was framed, and it was a canvas of this big picture. And but what he's doing is buying like certain type of shower curtain covers. It's kind of like the outer shower curtain cover, or drapes. And I remember looking at those like patio door drapes and stuff that you could get with all these big scenes and prints and all. And then he's stretching those out over a wood frame, stapling it or tacking it, whatever you want to do, glue it, but it'd be easier to staple or tack it, and stretching it. And man, now you got this great big, huge image of beautiful artwork. And I said, man, eureka, because I had looked on a bunch of gorgeous shower curtains and drapes that had these prints on them. And man, I'm going to do that, man. I'm going to find, I've already had some that I put in a little file that I really like those images. And man, I just never even thought about stretching that out on a little frame and using that as a hanging picture itself. Really cool idea. And you can have pretty much like what I did right here, except you don't have to put the board and everything behind it. And like that cabin out there, I could stretch that right onto that plywood wall behind the bed, get it all stretched, staple it, and then put a border frame around it. And that border frame, we could come back and like hot glue seashells of different styles and things on it and decorate a beautiful border around it. James, this is from you guys too. I think that's pretty cool. So maybe it might help you guys also on an idea. Those were they say, it disappeared. Ones you stayed in here and fell asleep yet, I appreciate it. If it will stay up every time I move the mouse, it goes away. All right. Those were videos years ago that got me fascinated with building. I believe it's been 5 years already. Yeah, man, you've been with us for a minute, and I appreciate you very much. Very, very much. Deval Dan. Hello, ladies and germs. Live, wish I could stay, but my Wi-Fi isn't working good enough. It may be mine too. This stormy weather, it's just the way it is. Um, it's going to be too hard to do live streams. I just have to not do them. Don't get me started on Tim K. I hear you. He just did a video that was pretty informative, but yet it was kind of change. I think he's trying to change. Give him a little bit of a pass, okay? Give Tim a little bit of a pass. He's still growing as a person. He's still trying to fit in his. So in the beginning, he don't. In the beginning, he tries to double down, but in the end, he comes on through, and he'll tell, "I made a mistake." We all make mistakes. We all get full of ourselves, for sure, and he admitted it even in that last video that he's made mistakes. Um, you got to let a person grow. Appreciate if they're trying to change and grow for the better. If you see they're trying to get on the right track, support them for being on the right track. Don't beat them up to where they just say the heck with it and fall back over in their old track. Um, you know, that's my view on Tim K. Uh, he gets arrogant. He gets arrogant for sure. He gets full of himself sometimes. I'll say it. That don't mean I'm trying to make a war with this guy or nothing. This is a guy on a journey called life, man, and the life is easier for some people. It's harder for other people. We got different attitudes and things. Um, um, we I guarantee you there's a lot of bad people out there to be called bad besides him. I'm not holding up for him. I'm not holding up for him. If you don't like him, you don't like him. Just tell you my opinion. He is saying, and I see it some, trying to improve himself, because there's some things I know. We have some mutual friends that maybe he don't even know mutual way back even before expressed that people know that. And man, I've seen and I know some things. I've seen some pictures of him in some very crazy situations too. I had them. I deleted them because I'm not the kind of person go throw that out there. But man, the thing is that people, you got, if they're trying to grow, man, help them. Fertilize it, nurture their growth. Don't kick them for what they did long ago. After they say they're trying to change, kick away. Just kick them out of your mind and move on. Um, yeah, kick them out. It seems like he's really improved. Watch out for those electrical outlets they sell in the Philippines. We had 2 electrical fires in our house, replaced all outlets, North American outlets. Absolutely. Materials than a 220 outlet. A 110 outlet from the U.S. is built out of better grade materials. Now, it's not just because it's made from the U.S., but um, it's all about load, amps, looking more on higher on the voltage side and less on the amp side. And 110's working lower on the voltage side, more on the amps. The amps is the load, that's the workhorse there. So thus a 110 with low, but double the amps having to pass through to do the same work causes more heat, and so thus a 110 outlet has to be built on the outlet. I'm talking about their 220 here in these countries. I'm not talking about 220 as in 2 independent circuits in a dual phase. I'm talking about in a single phase. So yes, change them. Cap's house that he rented, all of the guy that built that, they're all from Europe, UK outlets. In that house, he had a couple bad ones, and he got on Lazada and found them on Lazada being sold here in the Philippines, and he got his UK. There's a lot of low quality stuff here. There is, and it is dangerous. Now, the thing about this 220 voltage is that it can bite you pretty hard, man. For it to grab you like in wet conditions or moist or the cord moist. That's why a famous thing with Filipinos, they say ground it. You're going to get grounded. Because even this salty air, salt can wires and cords, right? So like you got a TV plugged in, and the salty air, even several kilometers inland, has built up and got sticky on that cord, and dirt and stuff settling up, moisture, the salt will pass around onto the outside of that and into that salt. And now you come and you're barefooted and you touch that damp inside the house, but damp and salt coated wire. 110 is way safer when it comes to that. It don't want to make that arc across and go through so many things like that. So there's good and bad for both top voltages. Here's amen, Scott. I'm glad you're on here, buddy. He come out the other day and wanted to ride, but I had stuff going on and I didn't. At the time, I was still getting over from that spell, and Roy, see, I get to know my viewers and become friends with you guys too. Scott and Boston Filipino pretty much had the same bike, but now Scott sold his bike and he's got a new do a straight up walk around about it. You know, Scott, I thought we shot a little bit of video and I don't know if it got deleted by accident or what, but I couldn't find it all. Roy Watkins. Let's see here, Roy. Get you up here. Good morning, greetings from Las Vegas. Much love, respect. Always, never miss an episode. Please say hi to Sister. The house is black and quiet outside of my room here. James, try lowering down the frame rate, bit rate, and resolution in your system setting. May stop the buffering. You know what? So let me change it from high definition 720 to standard definition 480. Y'all don't need to see me that clear. Maybe we can put it all the way down to like low definition 100. Probably save your eyes. And here we go. At standard definition 480. So now let's play with that. I'm learning live. Comes up by Rojas City. Yeah, up by Rojas City on Panay Island. That's the thing about Philippines. There's more than one Rojas City, and they're on different islands. I think and nearly every city has got the same street names. Yeah, from the same famous Filipino people on the past. So let's see what happens on that, on the buffering. But I think I went down a tooth on the front sprocket and changed the air filter on the CRF, and it's a game changer. Yeah, I told you. I told you. Yeah, man, because you don't need a whole lot to be blowing out, 80, 100 miles an hour in this country. So give yourself more lower and take away some of that upper that you're never going to use anyway, Good deal. And the air filter, I have to see what you changed to. Good deal. The new landers will open up before Christmas, so there will be 2 big box stores in Iloilo. So that'll be a win-win for Iloilo. Hey, and it's not S&R like SM. They're really seeing the product that like S&R's got or Lander's got, and some goods. And I bought some steaks at SM Supermarket here in Iloilo. I shouldn't have told y'all that because now there won't be none. You can't for SNR. Told too much. Maybe I should follow up on this after I make a steak run. Man. Anyway, I'll go ahead and tell y'all. I went to SM, man, and they're really nice, beautiful displays, and the way they displayed the meat up, all artistic looking and all. And so I bought a sample of all three grades of ribeye they had. Their cheap price was better than the higher price one. And it was good beef, man. It was really good beef. It looked good, had beautiful marbling in it and all. And there's more than one SM in Iloilo. So you've got the big floor of the mall down there. But then over here in the old part of what they call city proper, you have SM de Galdo, meaning de Galdo Street through there. So it's called SM de Galdo. Product there that you can't find in the other SM and vice versa. And then recently they found this other market over at Atrium, Iloilo Mart or Market. Never see asparagus in any of these places, man. They bought asparagus and stuff. I love asparagus, especially grilling it. And man, but this city's full of choices and places to buy things. Man, there's some meat kinds of things. I tell you what, Iloilo's got it going on though. It really does. But you got to get out and explore these places. It's not just SNR. These other places are seeing that there's a market for it now, and they're bringing is the other key thing. I spent less and without a membership. And maybe if you talk to those managers more and write SM, write them and say, hey, you know, more. Yeah, they're doing it. They see it. Uh, check this out. Two beer. Psst, here's a tip. Property tax is based on how many windows and doors lead to the outdoors. So block up the all your windows. Now it's kind of funny on that, right? So check this out for you all that don't know too. Here's some more building tips. It's not a lot. It's not big tax, okay? But to the Filipinos, every peso matters. And the government knows that, so they do these funny little things. So they check how many outlets you have on the walls and how many light fixtures. So like that's all of that, and that goes onto your taxes. It might just be peso, but it's going on your taxes. And so the more lights you have on your ceiling everywhere, the more outlets you have on your wall is all raising your taxes. The more area. So, you know, you go tile your garage, you just changed your taxes because they're going to measure everywhere you lay tile down. You tile your outside sidewalks, it's going to change your taxes because they are measuring everywhere you put tile. But so then the basic Filipino home that's half hollow block, half wood frame, just one light hanging in the center of the room, one plug over here on the wall, might be a long one or a power strip on cheap, but at least it gives them an option, right? But then the person that can afford to have many lights, many plugs, all this tile work, all these doors, all these windows, like he's saying, and you go, well, that's not very much. I'm just going to have it all, and that's fine. But to some people, every tiny bit of money matters. So, and it's also according to your assessor and how well your family knows the assessor. Tape measure will always run a little short, and I didn't see that over there. Don't tell me it's over there. I didn't see it, and just you might get a really good deal, you know. Yeah, but different little things, they have a checklist that changes your taxes, not just an overall appraisal over the home. It is a different country. So don't tell everyone how great it is, or there will become like drama, elo, like drama getting. Yeah, when you start getting a whole bunch of foreigners congregating together, 10 different people, 10 different attitudes you got to contend with. They're going to have bromances that fall apart. You know, don't mean they're in love. Don't mean they're like, you know, it's great. We're all good. You my new best friend. I knew your best friend. And then someday one of them gets hurt or tampo. We say the Filipinos get tampo. The rest of us got your feelings hurt, your little feelers hurt, and now we ain't friends no more. And now I'm gonna go over here and talk crap about him. And I heard you're talking crap about me, and here goes all the drama. Ah, I tell you, I've dealt with it firsthand. You know, you said my walls are gonna break because they're hollow block, and got all mad. You know, or you let somebody else ride in your boat, and we were gonna ride in your boat, and I'm so hurt. I dealt with all this out of grown ass men. So there's some good ones. Maybe they're good, and with some people that are just like them, you know, crybaby or something just like them. I mean, crybabies need to be with crybabies, but even then, the testosterone gets all involved, and I'm more macho, or my girl's hotter than yours, and hey, I saw you look at my girl, and drama, man. It's like they come over here and they're reliving a and one that don't is like right here, man, right here, another friend, right here. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So not everybody is. So cool from the start, man. Yeah, how to be cool and get along with everybody, and not bring the crybaby dramas and butt hurts and all that stuff. Jeep man, appreciate you. Uh, Ted, man. And improved. I need to go probably the bottom of the comments. The signal's kind of bad, but I think maybe a friend here may help me out with a setting that may help it. My first live stream with you, agree. A steady part of this channel too. I really appreciate you. Yeah, you see right there, Two Beers said there was nothing plugged into those outlets. It went up in flames. Not joking. Over in our old house down the beach. It was a pretty decent looking little home. I didn't build it. My brother-in-law from Sweden, rest in peace, he built it. He had, and he was going to hire in the best. He wanted professional electricians. He wanted professional set to. Well, we were sitting in our living room. I had a desk up in a corner in the living room, and the couch was just right over in the TV. A little small living room. Living room's about the size of this room I'm in right here. A little small living room, and back behind me, and a wall outlet. That the couch is up against that wall outlet. You know, not against it, but you know, out from it. But the couch is right there. There's nothing plugged into that outlet or anything. Here, all this, and it scared the fool out of me. And I turned around, and there's flames coming up behind my couch, and I had this black couch. I I slid the couch, and the ottoman was a glass of water and throw on the ottoman and put the vinyl and the foam out, and it burned a hole instantly through it. And the back of the couch was catching on fire, and there was some blinds just over from there, and I had outlet just shorted out, just sitting there doing nothing, like he just said, just sitting there doing nothing. And then same thing happened in our kitchen, right at the kitchen counter, the same house, right over there, kitchen. We go in the kitchen, those roll up blinds, that's on that spool, and they got the stripes on them. That's real common here in the Philippines and Asia. The blinds were on fire, and the flames are going up. It's all smoked out. Um, Crazy, just crazy. And it was from low grade outlets. Yeah. Maybe just the humid air was, because if you take those outlets apart, break one apart, go buy a brand new one and take it apart, you'll see how they put them together so cheesy, and how so close two different conductors inside there. Your the whole common and load and all of that. We'll just say positive and negative, okay? For the people that don't understand, they would have in some of those outlets that metal strips that are carrying that voltage so a baby gecko. A baby gecko is so tiny when it hatches that it can crawl into that slot and go in there and bridge across and cause that to happen. How it had baby gecko in it that caused it. So, because their outlets are multi openings, let me see here. And where some of their outlets have these crawl in that hole right there, a baby one, really easy. This is an adapter, but just showing you the plug. And but this is a safety one. It actually has blanks inside of it. See, so nothing going on that. You can, but yeah, just the way they design it inside is so dangerous. So dangerous. Got to watch what you're buying. Spend your time, buy one, open that thing up, and see if you feel satisfied with how you feel it's constructed. Yeah. Either way. Yeah. Either way. So some people come in. Um, so I'm gonna skip over some of that, and Dennis knows, and so he has some. He always provides advice on our channel, but he knows, he's been around like I have. Don't buy appliances at SM Appliance. They're always way overpriced. Not a joke. Not a joke. SM, we priced our refrigerator in here with SM, and I can't remember off the bat, but they were significantly higher for the exact same refrigerator that we went over and bought it. Pretty much got branches all over the Philippines. In fact, they're building a great big imperial appliance just walking distance down the street from me right here, just nearby. I mean, I could look at it from a big imperial appliance. I like Imperial. They're based right out of Iloilo. That's their home office, and they got a mega showroom there. but they have branches all over the country. They're a great company. I've done videos there with them. They just seem so legit, and their prices always seem pretty good to me. But man, it was a massive difference between Imperial and SM. Man, SM was ridiculous, and employees don't give a darn though. They're just there trying to make their little meager paycheck. But ain't nothing they can do. You're just speaking to the wind. But definitely do your shopping around. Don't get so excited. Get that now. It's up to you. But I really want it. Spend a little time, do some shopping. You could save yourself some cheese, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it was a significant amount. It wasn't a little amount. It was significant. Roy's asking about the brown cows. We still have all the cows. They're all still here. Yeah, all looking good and all healthy. Cows assessment. I don't know. They could pop up and do one, but a lot of times, man, once they're done, they're done. Once they're done, they're done. Um, 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 Ted says, by the way, James, I see many videos of the storm. Hope all is well with us. Yeah, we're good. We didn't catch straight in it. We were just short out. When I pulled it apart, it's full of dead ants. Yep, there's another one that'll do it right there. That's why if you get one that's built properly, say like pretend this was outlet. This is a power adapter. Just pretend it's outlet, and you just pop this away. Anything can go from one conductor to the other conductor across in there. Like a good outlet from the U.S. Like what's that brand like Leviathan or something like that? You break one of those, that 100% separated, not just open airspace in between there. Yeah, that's the difference right there. And then you can't have something that can bridge the circuit in there. Yeah, I manage this temp folder anyway. Um, I do that to keep this machine running fast. Um, there we have it right there. There we have it. I'm caught up on the comments. I might have missed a few. Appreciate you all. I've been on here for a long time, 3 hours, 18 minutes. I enjoy visiting and seeing a lot of you coming here. So many of you. Justin, you stay on it out there, man. Get some more videos out. You can do it, dude. You can do it. Just make some on the fly videos. Um, just kind of like a life update. You don't have to try to, make it so perfect or anything. And because I really want to see you tonight, and take care of yourself. And yep, I look forward to the next one. Is what just Ted said and Al saying good night and all. Um, Absolutely. I thank you all very much. And the evening with me. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody, and God bless.